So have we invited the servers, particularly PGBC for this purpose? And also we are now streaming live by YouTube. Any personages in the virtual room? Okay. So let's now acknowledge Director Sol and to start the presentation for the pre-bid conference for contract ID number 25Z00005, retrofitting and strengthening, upgrading of public school buildings in preparation for the big one under IBRD loan 9251-PH Philippine System Risk Reduction and Resilience Batch 1. Are you also doing the Batch 2? So simultaneous left. Yes. Let me acknowledge here the presence of our prospective bidders from Dan Berger Fields Construction Corporation, John Christian D. Pangilinan. From DMCI, Angelo Pingo. From the same company, Radgar Moraleza. So we have fulfilled bids presented here. Okay, please proceed.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is a private conference for the civil works for contract package ID number 25Z00006 and contract ID number 25Z00006 for the retrofitting and strengthening, upgrading public school buildings in preparation for the big one under World Bank IBRD number 9251.PH, Philippine Seismic Risk Reduction and Resilience Project. Mr. Chair, please allow Project Manager Anderson Pula to present.
Hello, good afternoon. Mr. Chair and person and so for just a quick background on the project description. So the project has two project development objectives. So the PSRRRP aims to enhance first the safety and seismic resilience of selected public buildings in Metro Manila and capacitate the DPWH to prepare for and respond to emergencies. So the project it will benefit approximately 290,000 occupants as well as 12.9 million residents of Metro Manila and potentially 21 million residents of Greater Metro Manila. So for this particular procurement items, it falls under component 1, specifically subcomponent 1.1 under retrofitting of public buildings. Next, please. So under subcomponent 1.1, it will finance seismic retrofitting and relevant strengthening or upgrading of public buildings. Next one. For the basic contract data for each contract packages, so batch 1 is composed of 21 buildings, while batch 2 is composed of 19 buildings. Later on, we will show you the location of those buildings. So the deadline of submission and opening of bids will be on January 20, 2026 at 10 a.m. The funding source is from World Bank, IBRD loan number 9251-PH. The mode of procurement is national competitive bidding.
When you say national competitive bidding, are we using the 1209
harmonized?
Is that allowed?
Harmonized Philippine bidding documents.
Para
Harmonized Philippine bidding documents, sir, yung ginag.
harmonized.
Yes. Not fit. Yung laman po ng GCC is more on ID1. Harmonized po siya with World Bank.
World Bank.
Yes.
Pero ako naman ang bago yung bayan.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, kahit na nandiyan na si 12009, kasi yung advertise. Pero advertise, November 21, Alex? Yes.
Yes, sir.
12,009. Would there be complication? Diba?
Wala pa kasi sir.
Sino yung taga-procurement? Anybody from the procurement? Just a question there. 12,009 took effect in September yata, diba? September. Since this was advertised in November 21, pero yung parameters natin dun sa 9184 pa rin.
Sir, wala pa.
Sir, sa project operations manual po ng project, we were advised to adopt the Philippine billing documents harmonized 5th edition. Nakalagay sir sa
Sa 5th edition.
5th edition
Nakalagay sa
project operations manuals.
when you use that, ibig sabihin the bidding documents are still the documents being allowed for 9184. Depende kasi doon sa ano nung World Bank yun eh. Ito ba nakalagay sa World?
5th harmonized na
So,
specific sir, specific siya.
specific siya.
Yes sir.
Siguro let's take this further na lang. Hindi lang natin itong period na nakasagot. Anyway, kung ano man yung development will be considered in the holiday.
Wala pa rin harmonize sa 1209.
Pero parang yung sa yung sa bridge ni ni Rod, we had to secure approval of the GPPB in using the yung bid documents for design and build. Ito hindi eh. Yung design and build to eh. May consultant. Ito may DED na to. Oo.
Yes, sir.
Kompleto na to.
Yes.
Visit mo na lang to as civil works.
Yes.
Pero saan nakalagay na we will use the harmonized 5th edition sa operations manual na World Bank? World Bank.
Specific for PSRRRP.
9184 nila. Overtaken kasi ng effectivity ka lang ng 12,009. When you're saying of harmonized, diba? May 12,009 so like what? Halimbawa, i-comply, parehas lang ba? Wala bang difference? Walang pagkakait.
May ano sir?
Di ba, may 9184 ginamit rito eh.
Yes sir.
In-harmonize sa 9184. Pagka-compare mo yung 12,009, meron na ba?
Hindi ko lang.
Kasi kaya nga nag-took effect yung
Pero
12,009
sabi
dahil
ko
yung
sa
support.
GPIB yung tip harmonized.
Baka kasi harmonize na police dito. Nasa GPPP yan.
Nasa GPIB.
What would be our legal cover then, attorney? Is it the operations manual as indicated? Can you just at least give us a copy of that? Yung provision na
Okay, sir.
saka yung dina-download. Baka pa may dina-download to sa GDP.
Opo sir. Makapal po.
Sige, kahit i-excerpt na lang.
Copy ng form.
Okay. But do we need approval of GPPB? Just like what we did with some engineering projects. Diba dun sa, we have to seek the approval eh.
Six.
Yes. Parang ayaw nila
Ano
yun.
sa mga ito eh? Okay, pag tingnan natin, we will reckon it from the date of the approval of the operations manual. If the operations manual was approved prior to the effectivity of 12,007, that gives us already the legal cover. Na, di ba? Kasi nauna yung operations manual which is World Bank approved. Okay, kasi hindi na lang
Pero kung World Bank babawi yung operation.
Kaya lang, bangko nag-detective. So anyway, I think we just need a copy of the operations manual, particularly the provision on the use of the 5th edition harmonized forms and then the date by which the operations manual was approved. Okay, please proceed. Let's look into that later. Just to make sure wala tayong binabiolate. Kasi sa 000 na yun, wala tayo eh.
Wala pa sa Garland.
Wala pa.
Kaya nga, ang harmonize kasi boss, sa 9184 meron. Yun yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Marivic na doon tayo pupunta sa rin.
Yeah, pero we have, well, if you compare it to the bridge project that we're bidding kay road, we sought the approval of GPT in Noel.
Yung bid document.
Nung bid document. Anyway, siguro yung
Ito na yung provide your copy of
yeah,
this.
anong date yeah. Alam mo yung transitory.
Yung
It's part of the transitory.
Yung unang-unang ito.
With 80. With 80.
Diba?
Government na.
Wala kasing zero boss. 9184 lang kasi ang meron.
Kasi yung friends sabi niya 009. Kala ko kasi 9187.
Kasi easy na tayo nag-process sa GTTV kasi pang banking treatment. Di maintindihan yung pinatay. Yan easy na.
Yung pagpapakita lang sa operations manual, I think.
Meron na sir. Meron sir. Pakita na natin.
Sige, please proceed.
We will give you a copy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So, to continue, each contract packages has a contract duration of 24 months. And the scope of works include retrofitting of public buildings. Retrofitting scheme to be adopted will be concrete jacketing, carbon fiber wrap reinforced polymer or CFRP, footing enlargement, beam enlargement, and additional truss.
Ano ka nung guys mentor po?
May
Enlargement na lang iba.
Per ITB clause 18.1, the following bid security can be adopted. So bid security declaration is allowed, no amount. Cash, cashier's manager's check, bank, draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit. For batch 1, it should have an amount of 17 million, while for batch 2, 15 million pesos. If surety bond is adopted, then 42 million for batch 1 and 37 million for batch 2. For the performance security, per ITB clause 32.2, here are the following forms of performance security. Cash or cashier's manager's check issued by a universal or commercial bank for biddings conducted by the LGU. So it would be 9% of the contract cost, including bank draft guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit. If surety bond is to be used, it should be 28% of the contract cost. In addition to the above performance security, the winning bidder shall provide also environmental, social, health, and safety performance security as required by the World Bank. So for cash or cashier's manager's check and bank draft guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit, it should cover 1% of the contract cost. For surety bond, it will cover 2% contract cost. So here are the list of buildings for batch 1. So all are located in Pasig. Total of 21 buildings.
Number one solid.
Yeah. For batch 2, it's located in 3 municipalities. So 9 buildings located at Pasig City, 2 buildings in Pateros, and 8 buildings in Taguig City. For the first envelope, here are the following required eligibility documents. First, PhilJEP Certificate of Registration and Membership in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR, except for foreign bidders participating in the procurement by a Philippine Foreign Service Office or Post which shall submit their eligibility documents under section 23.1 of the IRR, provided that the winning bidder shall register with the PhilJEPs in accordance with section 37.1.4 of the IRR. Number two, letter B, contractors with valid pickup license. So for local contractors, they should provide a valid PhilJEPs registration certificate with the size and range of large B, and the category is at least AAA. For foreign contractor, registration certificate of the company or valid contractor's license issued by the official issuing agency of their country. Upon award of the contract, the contractor shall apply for a special pickup license in accordance with ITB 12.1 A III. So for joint venture contractor, upon award contract, the JV contractor shall apply for a special pickup license in accordance with ITB 12.1 A III. Letter C, registration certification of the company. Letter D, list of relevant contracts that comply with experience requirement as specified in ITB clause 5.4. Letter E, latest available audited financial statement for the past 2 years. Letter F, in case of joint venture, the JV agreement, if existing, or assigned statement from the partner companies that we will enter into a JV in case of award of contract. The first envelope shall compose also of the following technical documents. Letter G, the project requirements, which includes the list of contractors' personnel to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data, and the list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, or under purchase agreement, supported by proof of ownership, certification of availability of equipment from equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project. Letter H, bid security or bid securing declaration as required in ITB 18. Letter I, credit line from a universal or commercial bank extended in favor of the bidder if awarded the contract for the project. Other documents are also required. So letter J, authority of signing official. The written confirmation of authorization to sign on behalf of the bidder shall consist of the following. Number one, board resolution and secretary certificate duly certified by the board secretary for corporation. Number two, certified authorization, resolution and approval by all partners for partnership resolution or approval of its members. Number three, certified authorization by all partners for partnership, certified authorization, resolution, and approval by each member for joint venture. Letter K, ISO 9001:2015 or the Quality Management System certification. It should be valid at the submission date deadline. Letter L, Form EXP or the contracts of similar size and nature. Letter M, Form PER or the resume of proposed personnel. Letter N, Form EQU or the equipment. Letter O, Form CON-1 or the Environmental, Social, Health, and Safety Performance Declaration. Letter P, Form CON-2, Sexual Exploitation and Abuse and or Sexual Harassment Performance Declaration. Letter Q, Site Organization. Letter R, Construction Methods or Method Statement. Letter S, Mobilization Schedule. Letter T, Construction Schedule. And letter U, Environmental and Social Health and Safety Management Implementation Plan. For the second envelope, the financial documents shall consist of the following. Audited financial statement, or if not required by the law of the bidder's country, other financial statement acceptable to the employer for the last 2 years, that is 2023 to 2024. Form FIN1, or the historical financial performance. Form FIN2, average annual construction turnover. Form FIN3, availability of financial resources. Form FIN4, financial requirements for current contract commitments. Also, please be reminded of the following as indicated in the bid data sheet. Per ITB Clause 8.1, subcontracting is not allowed. Per ITB Clause 17.1, the bids shall be valid until 120 calendar days or May 20, 2026, reckoning from the bid opening, which is on January 20, 2026. ITB Clause 18.2, the bid security shall be valid for 28 calendar days or June 17, 2026, beyond the original validity period of the bid. ITB Clause 20.3, each bidder shall submit one original and 3 copies for the first and second component of its bid and one PDF copy of the original bid in flash drive. ITB Clause 27.3, partial bid is not allowed. The infrastructure project is packaged in a single lot and the lot shall not be divided into sublot for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract award. Please be noted that the original bid or the hard copy shall prevail during evaluation. Also, a few reminders. Number 1, foreign bidders must submit the equivalent documents, if any, issued by the country of foreign bidder. Number 2, all documents to be submitted by foreign contractors must be authenticated by the Philippine Embassy or consular office in the country of origin of the documents and must have English translation if original is not in English. Number 3, certified true copy of the documents are accepted if certification is done or signed by the authorized signatory of the agency who issued the original document. Item 4, if certified by the contractor itself, it should be accompanied by an affidavit that the document is extracted from the original. Item 5, the employer shall assess whether the proposed site organization, method statement, mobilization, and construction schedule are presented in a consistent manner and comply with employer's requirement without material deviation, reservation, or omission. Item 6, to establish the contractor's qualification to perform the contract, the bidder shall provide the information requested in the corresponding information sheet, which is the forms mentioned earlier, including the relevant supporting document. Bids with incomplete or missing information will be declared as non-responsive. So, per ITB Clause 12.1A III, foreign bidders may submit their valid pickup license or special pickup license in case of joint venture and registration for the type and cost of the contract for this project as a precondition for award, as provided in the financing agreement and ITB numbers 12.1B II.2 and 12.1B III.3. So here are the following eligibility criteria, additional criteria for ITB Clause 5.4B. So for the construction experience or the contracts of similar size and nature, for batch 1, the bidder must have at least one contract that has been successfully completed within the last 15 years, and that is similar to the proposed work, where the value of the bidder's participation exceeds 421 million. The similarity of the bidder's participation shall be based on the physical size, nature of work, complexity, method, technology, or other characteristic as described below. So, retrofitting or strengthening, seismic upgrading or rehabilitation of buildings with at least 2,500 square meter of floor area or with at least 3 stories in height. For batch 2, the bidder's participation should exceed 367 million, and the rest are the same with batch 1. For the average annual construction turnover, the requirement is to have a minimum average annual construction turnover of 842 million, calculated as the total certified payment received for contracts in progress or completed within the last 2 years. So if the bidder is a single entity, they must meet the requirement. For joint venture bidders, for all partners combined, it must meet the requirement. For each partner, it must meet 25% of the requirement. And for one partner, it must meet 40% of the requirement. Next. So for batch 2, the minimum average annual construction turnover should be 735 million, calculated as the total certified payment received for contract in progress or completed within the last 2 years. For single entity, they must meet the requirement. All partners combined must meet the requirement. And for each partner, they must meet 25% of the requirement. And for one partner, must meet 40% of the requirement. For the financial resources for ITB clause 5.4b, the following are required. So for batch 1, the financial resources must be greater than or equal to 105 million for single entity. For joint venture, the financial resources of one partner should meet the 42 million requirement. For each partner, 26 million requirement, and all partners combined must meet 105 million. For batch 2, for single entity, 92 million. For one partner, 37 million. For each partner, 23 million. And for all partners combined, they must meet the 92 million requirement. For key personnel, here are the required position and their qualification. One project manager must be a licensed civil engineer with a total work experience of 10 years and experience in similar work of 5 years. For project engineer, the qualification is a licensed civil engineer. If the proposed project engineer is a foreign engineer, the project engineer must satisfy the following years of experience. Total work experience must be 10 years and experience in similar work must be 5 years. If the proposed project engineer is a Filipino, the project engineer must be a DPWH accredited project engineer 2 in compliance with Department Order number 148, series of 2024. One structural engineer, licensed civil engineer, total work experience 10 years, experience in similar work 5 years. One architect must be a licensed architect, total work experience 8 years, experience in similar work 5 years. Electrical engineer, licensed professional electrical engineer, 8 years total work experience, 5 years similar work experience. One sanitary engineer, licensed sanitary engineer, total work 8 years, similar work 5 years. One mechanical engineer must be a licensed professional mechanical engineer, total work 8 years, similar work 5 years. One electronics and communication engineer must be a licensed electronic and communication engineer, total work 8 years, similar work 5 years. One materials or quality control engineer must be a licensed civil engineer. Again, for foreign engineers, they must meet the following years of experience, total work 10 years, similar work 5 years. If the proposed materials quality control engineer is a Filipino, the ME must be a DPWH accredited ME2 in compliance with Department Order number 98 series of 2016. 3 site engineers, they must be a licensed civil engineer with a total work experience of 5 years and similar work 3 years. One social and gender specialist, qualification, any engineering bachelor's or science degree. And they must have experience in social development, gender-based violence, and grievance redress mechanism in development projects. One environmental safety and pollution control engineer or officer. Qualification, any engineering bachelor or science degree. He or she must have a PCO accreditation or DOLE accredited occupational safety and health practitioner. Experience in World Bank project in implementing ESMP and safety in infrastructure projects. 3, construction foreman, no qualification. They must meet total work experience of 5 years and similar work 3 years. Again, please be reminded that the key personnel in the fields mentioned above shall submit the form PER provided in section 9, bidding forms for each position together with documentary evidences for the position they are assigned to. For Filipino key personnel, he or she must possess and submit valid license issued by the PRC or the Philippine Professional Regulations Commission. For proposed foreign key personnel, professionals must possess and submit equivalent valid license or certification in their country. Upon award of contract, they must be authorized by the appropriate government professional regulatory body, for example, PRC, to engage in practice of those professions. So the total work experience shall refer to the number of years of work experience of the key personnel in infrastructure projects, regardless of the type of project undertaken and regardless of the position. Experience in similar work refers to experience of the key personnel in buildings projects occupying same proposed position. Non-compliance with personnel requirements shall not be a ground for bid rejection, and such non-compliance will be subject to clarification during bid evaluation and rectification prior to contract award. Item 5. Adherence to DPWH-DO number 90 series of 2012 must be observed. Item 6. If a proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the same time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that item 1, the personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract. And number 2, he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. Item 7, the bidder may propose a key technical personnel who is not its employee, provided that the said personnel is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded the contract under bidding. Another requirement, the minimum major equipment requirements. So 6 dump trucks with a minimum capacity of 6 cubic meter, 6 welding machine, electric driver or DC output. Rated output current must be 220 to 240 volts, and the input voltage must meet the 200 to 400 amperes. 10 one-bagger mixer with a minimum 0.3 cubic meter per batch capacity. 3 water truck or water pump with a minimum 6,000 liters capacity. 3 cargo or service trucks with a minimum 6-ton bed capacity. 3 concrete vibrator and compressor with a minimum 10,000 vibration per minute or BPM. 3 generator with a minimum 300 kilowatt per hour capacity, and 1 set minimum material testing equipment per DPWH Department Order number 11 series of 2017. The bidder shall provide further details of the proposed items of equipment using the relevant form EQU in section 9, bidding forms, with attached supporting documents as follows. If owned, they must attach proof of ownership. If leased and or under purchase agreement, They must attach certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project. Please be reminded that the employer reserves the right to verify the information provided with respect to the equipment availability. Non-compliance with equipment requirements shall not be a ground for bid rejection, and such non-compliance will be subject to clarification during bid evaluation and rectification prior to contract award. The design plans were approved last July 8. You can access it through the following QR codes or link provided on the screen. As well as the environmental and social management plan, you can access it through the following QR code and links. That's all.
Thank you. We'll now entertain questions from the prospective bidders. May questions, sirs and ma'ams? Tanong po kayo? Yeah. For the, please stand up and state your name and your peer.
Thank you, Spencer, from that. For the contract duration, you're just to make it clear, is say that it's 24 months for each package, right? So it is 24 months for batch 1 and 24 months for batch 2. Yes.
Remember, these are two separate contracts.
Yes.
Any more? Anyway, if you still have some questions, they could submit them in.
Yes.
They can do something.
So the, until when? So the. Mr. If you still have some clarifications, queries that needs to be answered before the submission of the bids, you can submit them until
January 10.
January 10, 2026, 4 p.m. through the website. Kapag meron kayo nun, email ad
Petition.
kay Maria Victoria.
So wala po dito sa family.
Since the submission is January 20.
20.
Flash lang sa screen yung website ID. Email ad.
Hindi makababasa. Hindi makababasa. Hindi makababasa. Yan.
Okay, you still have queries, you can submit them to the email address of Maria Victoria S. Gregorio and Director Soledad R. Florencio on or before January 10, 4 p.m. Answers to your queries will be posted to a bid bulletin. Please just monitor the field jobs and data research. Okay, so since there are no further questions, any comments from the members of the back? Hearing none, we are now terminating this activity. Thank you for attending, and we're looking forward to your submission of your bids on January. Thank you and good afternoon.